I think it's the end of the road for USDT now that Tether said something shocking. How does what Tether said affect RLUSD and XRP going forward? That's what I want to talk about in this video. A lot of talk has been going around lately about whether or not the new Genius Act would allow Tether. For XRP fans, this is a very important event that I want to talk about in this film. Like always, your help means a lot to this station. Thank you to everyone who liked the movies and signed up for the channel. These two easy things help me a lot. Please let me know of a good place to buy XRP. You can find my best exchange up, hold down in the video's description. Now I'm going to listen, and I hope you all enjoy what's being said. To start off this video, I want to talk about something that really surprised me. It looks like Tether is going to be illegal in the US. A lot of people have been talking about this for a while now, but there was also talk that there would be an exception because Trump hired a lot of people who were close to Tether and USDT. When we saw the Genius Act being written was the first time we really heard that this might not be allowed. In this case, it looked like they were going after foreign companies that made stable coins. There was a note in the bill that actually passed that said the Treasury has the power to stop trading in any stable coins produced by other countries in the United States. That looked like it had Tether's name all over it, but it didn't. And what was so interesting was seeing people like Howard Lutnick, CEO of Cantor Fitzgerald, who sits very close to Trump. He really cares about Tether, though. It looked like Tether was going to get in some way. But the CEO of Tether just told us something very important. Recently, an interview came out in which the CEO of Tether basically said that the company is going to release a new stablecoin for the US. Right now, this is proof that Tether is being banned in the US and replaced with a safe coin that will be used by banks and corporations. It looks like someone slammed the door on Tether. A while ago, everything was just a guess because, well, we haven't seen these rules actually used yet. We're not sure how Tether will fit in. If Tether changes in any way, will they be able to follow the rules? But if Tether now wants to say, hey, we're giving up on Tether in the US and are going to launch a different stablecoin instead, that pretty much proves that Tether isn't following the rules and there's something wrong on the back end that pretty much forces Tether's hand and makes them start over with a new stablecoin. In this interview, the CEO says, hey, the Tether coin we have now is for emerging markets. The United States will have a new coin that will be interesting to see how it goes, since all it does is separate and segment cash. There is a lot of money in the Tether token right now. Instead of just making the original Tether coin work, you are now going to create a new token at zero. There is a big problem here. It looks like Tether is getting a lot of attention from the government. As I said, this is something that a lot of people thought would happen. I kind of thought it was going to happen, but I was always a little wary because so many people in the Trump administration were too close to Tether. It looks like Tether would be able to work it out, right? Anything goes, change the reserve image, clean up, pay some fines, etc. However, it seems they have only chosen to say, you know what? We'll just make a fresh coin. Now, this makes it possible for Ripple, RLUSD, and X. This is because it gets rid of what was going to be the most popular safe coin for institutions. It's not there anymore. Ripple has a big advantage because they already have relationships with all the companies that choose the stablecoin they're going to charge in the end. Tether has to start from scratch. The XRP system was made for stablecoins, which is something that not many people have noticed or paid enough attention to. In fact, it's one of its main features. Look at this. This is a paper does study on XRP. Ripple tells the difference between balance types like USD, AU, R, and XAU, as well as between giving counterparties like Bank A, Bank B, Bank C, and so on. This is important because The USD balances that were issued by those two different banks are officially the debt of two different institutions and have different risk profiles for each other. It is very important to do this. The XRP system knows that there will be more than one type of USD. There will be a lot of different kinds of USD. Bank $1, 0 cents. Bank $2, 0 cents. Bank $3, 0 cents. USDC, RLUSD, and maybe even Tether, right? There are a lot of different kinds of dollars. People who read the XRP ledger knew this would happen. It's crazy. A lot of different people told the banks, be careful, the banks are going away. Bitcoin will be used by everyone. Stable coins are useless. Those people were totally wrong. Each of these banks is going to have its own stable coin. They will use RLUSD or another controlled stable coin if they don't want to make their own. It was built right into the XRP system for this to happen. The XRP system was made just for that reason. Read this now, instead of listing every possible exchange gateway mix, right? So instead of asking, what is the exact trading pair between Ripple RLUSD and USDC and Bank 1A SRP, and then this other bank and their stablecoin to this other stablecoin, XRP can help market makers create liquidity between all the different corridors so they don't have to make all of these separate links and liquidity profiles. So from the very beginning, right, everything about the XRP system was made so that XRP would be the neutral currency in the middle of all these other stable coins. On chain, the exact same kind of banking system that we have now is being built. Okay, so the fact that there is no neutral liquidity asset is one of the biggest problems with the banking system right now. You need to build trust with all of these different people. You have to take on all of this risk with the other party. Putting a neutral reserve currency in the middle, on the other hand, can totally destroy that. A lot of people still don't get this. A lot of people are very interested in how safe coins are changing XRP these days. Oh no, the JP Morgan stablecoin will destroy XRP. Stablecoin from the Bank of America. Oh, Ripple gave us RLUSD instead of XRP. That's something that's been thought about since the very beginning of making the XRP system. When the XRP ledger was made, it was with the idea that there would be many different types of the dollar and other currencies, and that there would need to be a pool of cash that all of these currencies could use. You don't want to have to set up different liquidity corridors for each type of exchange, like USD to USD, USD to the peso, USD to a derivative. You should be able to reach a neutral pool of liquidity where all that matters is that you have an asset of value, right? Mikkel is my safe coin, and I'm the bank of Mikkel. I just need to make sure that this can be exchanged for XRP. It's liquid in XRP and in every other currency too. So I don't have to call JP Morgan, Bank of America, and all the other players and say, hey, by the way, I want to set up some relationships so we can make your stablecoin and my stablecoin liquid. It doesn't make sense. I don't want to talk about those things. I don't want to deal with the risk of the other party. One of those people taking advantage of me is not someone I want to deal with. XRP should be put in the middle. If you can buy and sell XRP, you can buy and sell anything else. It's a formula that changes the way the whole banking system works, and a huge number of people are missing it. When they see these fixed coins, they get scared. What does this mean for XRP? This is the only reason XRP was made, to make sure that all of these new assets that are coming on chain can trade with each other. Ripple is one of the few companies and the people behind the XRP system who could see this coming in the early days and guess it right. Having said that, there's one more very important reason why I think the XRP system will win most of this. Not long ago, people talked a lot about smart contracts.